What's good, y'all? It's your boy Javi, aka Down Since 96, and I'm back again with another episode of The Final Bill. Basically, y'all know what's about to go on. I'm just about to recap, some of the top stories, some new developments, everything that done happen in the WWE this week. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump this episode off. Alright, so let's start off like this. Montez Ford, he done had enough. He is done. He is sick and tired of the WWE, Triple H, creative, and everybody that come up with storylines. Cause basically, Montez has been, outwardly saying he tired of this. Like, he already mad at the fact that the Motor City Machine Guns done came in, and within 2 weeks, they already got the tag titles, which is the ultimate slap in the face. It's just disrespectful. And let's not act like the Street Profits ain't been putting in work. Like, the Street Profits is like the just top tier of SmackDown's men's tag division. Like, let's keep it all the way real. And it's okay for Montez to feel the way he feel, because it ain't like he telling a lie and then like that. Like, Buddy has been putting on great matches. Him and fucking Dawkins. Like, they've been putting on some banger matches for years. And man, matter of fact, how long has it been since they even had Tag Gold? Like, shit, I think Trump was in office the first term, maybe, or ending the first term. Bruh, it been too long. It's been way too long since they done had gold of any kind. And basically, they got a match coming up with the Motor City Machine Guns. They announced that Friday on SmackDown. And basically, Montez, he be like, hey, it's either we get this gold or, that's it. So are they leaving the WWE? I don't know. I can't say. But all I'm saying is creative Triple H, y'all need to do right by them guys. Because low key, they really treating them like Crime Time 2.0. Except now, the Street Profits, they just more agile and versatile in the ring and on the mic. I mean, ain't it? Hell, Crime Time, they was great on the mic, and, in ring, they were decent, but they pretty much doing them like that all over again. Like, it's the same cycle over and over again. But I ain't gonna lie, I feel like if they don't win, we about to see premium crash out Montez. Matter of fact, his name gonna be Tez after this legendary crash out he do. Like, Tez is gonna crash out and just go full heel. And I don't know, he might go on a solo run after that. But another question I got, why is B-Fab not wrestling? I mean, I'm gonna keep on asking that until she get a match, but why is B-Fab not wrestling? And then too, Dawkins, I think he can carry a solo career as well. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, Dawkins is big, like, big as hell, but the moves he be doing in the ring, and just, I think Dawkins can do it too. Like, I would love to see Dawkins match up against like Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, just up in that class right there. Like, cause he's something different. He a big guy that can pull out moves like a Rey Mysterio. Like, I think he'd do great matching up against like, the bigger guys on the roster. But yeah, and then another thing I had wanted to say about this topic, I would love to see one day Montez and Bianca do like what would it be, a intergender tag team? I don't even know what you call it, but I would love to see them two in the ring, get some in-ring work, because I think they would be a monster tag team. But just because of how society is now, we don't want to see women getting beat up by men in the ring, and we don't want to see men getting beat up by women, all of that shit. So we'll probably never see that. But I think it would be some great matches that come from those two, being husband and wife in real life, teaming up and, really wrecking shit. But conversation for another day, let's move on. So it has been announced that Raw and SmackDown will be moving to 3 hours starting in January. And basically, this Raw moving to Netflix next year. We all know this. So all I'm gonna say is I really want to see like how they shake up the rosters and where everybody goes and all this, that, and the third. Matter of fact, I do need to make a video about that, like a draft Basically, just we reworking the roster and bringing people up from NXT and moving people down. But there'll be another video I drop in the very near future. But yeah, I think it's a decent move, solid move. Like, I just hope that when Raw does move to Netflix officially in January, they really like up the production value. I mean, it's already there. Like, I'm not complaining about the production value of any brand show, but I'm just saying, like, moving over to Netflix, that's a big deal. And that can really bring more eyes, and the most important thing, more dollars, bag the Brinks truck up type shit. Cause hey, if they really do this Netflix deal right, it just opens up the door for like more money and more bags to be collected. So I ain't gonna lie, the main thing is them rosters gotta make sense. It gotta balance out. Creative, I'm giving y'all grace to, bullshit and mess around, in this fourth quarter leading up to Mania. But hey, when January hit, them rosters gotta be on point. Them storylines gotta be there. It gotta make sense. And yeah. And then too, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been wanting to say for the longest, I feel like nowadays wrestling has become like, we know too much shit. We know too much about who's signing where, what's going on backstage. It's just too much information that we as fans and the consumers know, to where it's kind of like a lot of the stuff that WWE does, like the storylines don't be bad, but it's just so predictable now. So that's one gripe I do have with like wrestling now versus, back then before the internet and everybody had an insider and all of that. But conversation for another day. Let's move on.
Don't do it. Man, don't do it. No, don't do it. Think of your family. Think of your fans.
All right, so let's get on up into the Raw segment now. Let me see what I got wrote down I want to cover. Oh, okay. We can start with this. Now, Bianca and Jade was on Raw this past Monday. Now, I'm going to just say this right here. Bianca did her big one with that Deadpool-inspired ring gear. Like, chef's fucking kiss. Like, that shit was on point. Like, honestly, Bianca can have a career making ring gear at this point. Like, if she want to retire today, she can retire today and just make ring gear and make a killing off of it. Like, she honestly should think about making a store for ring. Conversation for another day. I'm getting off topic again. They came out there and they Deadpool attire and shit. And it's like, that's like, it was just dope. Like, even just the little details, like on Jade belt, she had her name, Jade in it, her logo. Like, that was fire. That was dope. But anyway, outside of their attire, Liv broke some news that has been really, like, I've been thinking it for the past couple of weeks, but Liv broke it. And she basically saying, y'all two really don't like each other. Y'all don't get along. And it's only a matter of time before y'all lose the belts. And Bianca ended up knocking the shit out of Liv.
You ain't going to do shit.
Florida, like, clean. Mike Tyson her ass type shit. But I ain't gonna lie. It is going to come a time when those two do break up, but as long as creative does the story right, I will not be mad. That's my main thing. Creative, y'all just got to do a story that makes sense, it's believable, and it's going to grab us as consumers. It's going to grab our attention and play with our hearts and emotions. Like, that's it. That's really all I want to see from that. But, yeah, they end up having a number one contenders match for Liv's heavyweight title or whatever. And Io Sky ended up winning. I mean, of course, because at the end, it did come down to almost being Bianca and Jade. But it's like, I just felt like this was not going to be like the breakup. It's the build up to the breakup. But I already knew, like, yeah, Io Sky was still in it. And I forget who the other young woman was in the ring as well. But eventually they end up getting knocked out because Liv end up, pulling both of them over the top rope, and that was it. But I mean, yeah, they leading up to the breakup is basically all I'm trying to say in a nutshell. Let me see. What else from Raw do I want to discuss? Oh, Sammy. So, Sammy came out and he basically discussed, what happened at Crown Jewel. And basically, Sammy just felt like, hey, I really don't want to go down this path with y'all again. Only reason I even came out here was to help out Jay. Like, Jay, my homie, that's my dog. I want to make sure he's straight first. But I did enjoy us wrestling again together. That's what he said. He felt like that. Jimmy feel like, we can't trust him, which me personally, I ain't gonna lie to you. I do feel like creative does need to lean more into that. But based on what happened on SmackDown, when I get to the SmackDown segment, y'all understand why that's not happening at this point. But yeah, Jay ended up telling Jimmy like, yo, I was wrong. Sammy is family. And that was their segment. Anything else from Raw that's notable? Oh, the Fatal 4-Way #1 contenders match for Gunther's belt. Now, I want to say it was the last episode. I think I was talking about how Gunther is like, he ain't really been a good champion, and it was better when Seth had the belt and even Damian Priest. So who was in this match? It was Dom Mysterio, of course, Damian Priest, Sheamus, and Seth Rollins. Now, match was actually A1. I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. I love the spots they did. They was selling like crazy during the match. It was a very enjoyable match. But of course, Seth Rollins in the match, who came up out there. Big Bronson Reed brought his ass out there and started wrecking everybody. And it made me look at it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe Bronson's name needs to be somewhere for some type of goal. Now, granted, I do feel like heavyweight, he ain't there yet. But the IC title with Braun Breaker holding it, because what in the hell is they doing with Braun Breaker at this point? Like, he got the IC title back now. What, we ain't seen him in like a week or two or something like that? Hold up, did he cut some promo? I want to say he cut some promo, but yet and still, we ain't seen nothing. So I really feel like they need to now granted, I enjoy the Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins feud. Like, it's been great. It's been great from top to bottom, but I do feel like they need to kind of ease up off of that. Maybe give them a match at Survivor Series just because they a real hot ticket right now. Give them a match there and that be it. And then put Bronson Reed into, the Braun Breaker IC title next contender type thing. Then too, Braun Strowman, he could come back and, we get another good match out of Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman for like a #1 contender spot. We could do something like that. But I think Bronson Reed, we at least need to get some type of like championship match out of him. But Damian Priest ended up winning the match, of course. So like he already said, he told Gunther, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? I'm coming for the title. Like, I'm gonna let you get your crown jewel shit off, but after that, hey, I'm focused on getting my title back. So yeah, that's something we got to look forward to. But other than that, that's basically it from Raw. So let's move on to my favorite brand, NXT.
Oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack.
So NXT this past week, they was at the old venue of ECW, and I'm just say this off top, I enjoyed seeing the production actually do like the old school wrestling intro, paying homage to ECW. Like, that was a good look. I loved it from top to bottom. The crowd was into it. They were happy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I do feel like NXT does need to have more dates outside of Florida. Like, at least, 3 or 4 a quarter outside of like the PLEs and stuff like that. But I feel like they need to get them like a true WWE experience on what it's like to really like be on the road. At least give us at least 1 or 2 a month. Just cities where, it'll work. You don't need the biggest venue, but I do feel like they need to do more of that, outside of PLEs where they actually take the show on the road type shit. But let me see what's out of here I want to discuss. I don't know. I might discuss everything. So yeah, Lola Vice and Jada Parker put on a fire match. They use everything up under the damn ring. Everything. Tables, chairs, kendo sticks, ladders, anything that was under the ring, they use. I'm surprised didn't nobody like take a Gatorade, because, you know, they be having a little water, Gatorade and stuff up under there. I'm surprised ain't nobody grabbed that and throw at each other. Like, they was going at it. It was a fire match. A great way to start off. I better call it ECW, but NXT at the ECW arena. But man, it was just a fire match just from the spots they were doing. Y'all already know I love me some Jada Parker, so it's always good to see Jada in a match on TV, getting her shine on, doing her thing and shit. But yeah, Jada ended up winning, but overall it was a banger fucking match. Then I'm gonna end up talking about all of this, honestly, just looking back at it. Yeah, so Javon Evans and Wesley, the two young crash outs of the NXT roster, went at it. And I'ma just say this right here. Wesley crashed out before the match even got a chance to start. They ain't even announced his name yet. He done ran up on RVD and cracked him upside the back with a damn steel chair. So of course that ended up coming back to bite him in the ass, because RVD came out there, distracted his ass, and Javon Evans, flying from everywhere across the ring. Like, both of them were just flying all across the ring. And great match, great high flying match, very entertaining. But I ain't gonna lie, sidebar, I enjoyed seeing like some of the old ECW alum at the arena and at the show too. Some of them were playing parts in the actual show. It was great to see all of them people who, when I first started watching wrestling, I got a chance to see, their careers and shit like that. So it was great to see all of them that was there. So then we had a match with Ethan Page and Ridge Holland versus Trick Williams and Bubba from the Dudley Boys. And man, let me tell y'all, another banger match. It was great to see Bubba in the ring. Upset that they didn't pull off a 3D, but Devon ended up coming out there because, of course, they asked, where's the tables? Because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, Ridge and Ethan Page won the match, and Devon ended up coming out there, and they end up putting Ethan Page through tables and all kind of shit, and it was just great to see them all in the ring together. And they end up gifting Trick Williams, their signature glasses and shit like that. It was just dope to see, like I said, it's just dope to see like the old interacting with the new and like really embracing each other. And it was just dope. Like, it's just dope when like the older established superstars or former superstars and legends come back and, actually interact with the young people that's trying to make it and come up and go to the main roster. And it's just always a good sight to see. All right, so then on NXT, we also had Nunzio versus Tony D'Angelo. It was low key on some it was some filler shit, if I'm really being honest with you, but it was still dope to see Nunzio come back and he go against Tony D'Angelo. It was just dope, man. Like I said, just dope seeing all the ECW alum just come back and, just give it up for the next generation that's coming through the WWE. Like, it was dope to see. So yeah, I wasn't mad at it, but I mean, obviously it was filler, but let's move on. So the last match, we had the 10-woman tag match. Now I'm just tell you, it was chaotic as hell, but I love every moment of it. Like, all of the women, the spots they was doing, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you already know how the women coming like in the WWE. They coming like, they put on some of the most fire matches that I've seen. Like, they've low-key been carrying this, third, fourth quarter of the year. Like, the women matches really been on point for the most part, outside of a couple, just, across the whole WWE universe. But the women been putting on, especially the NXT women. NXT women been carrying this whole year. Like, we could argue about it in the comments, but that's just how I feel. Like, NXT has the best women's roster. Like, they shit on the main roster every week. I ain't gonna lie. They been cooking with the storylines for the women. on NXT. They have been cooking. But yeah, that's the NXT recap for the most part. Yep, that's NXT for the most part. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's get into SmackDown. SmackDown, it was a great cinematic experience on SmackDown this past week. So they started out, of course, with the Bloodline. Like, I ain't even gonna cap to you. Bloodline is the only reason I really tune in to SmackDown and low-key Raw to a certain extent. Like, I'm tapped in with the Bloodline storyline because it's something new every week. And I really am just locked in on where creative is going to take it every week. Because I ain't going to lie, some weeks they fumble, some weeks they pick it up. But hey, man, look, they pretty much writing for the Bloodline on 2 separate shows. And with the new signings in NXT, because it's some Bloodline members over there, pretty much we ain't about to do nothing but get just straight up Bloodline just shoved down our throats every week on every show. And guess what? I'm not mad at the shit, not one bit. I am here for it because that's the best thing that creative got right now. Like, if we really being honest, yep, I'm about to go on the sidebar, but if we really being honest, the other storylines they trying to create and make ain't hitting on nothing. They ain't hitting on Nathaniel. They ain't hitting on shit. The Bloodline is the only thing the WWE got right now that really has them cooking with something. Now, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, that was a great, storyline battle and all of that they had, but unfortunately, Drew's going through some stuff in his personal life and he gonna be out for a couple of weeks because y'all remember that toolbox he took to the head? Like, hey, had to get about 14 stitches, something like that? Hey, yeah, he was gonna be out for a minute, but yeah, Drew going through some stuff in his personal life, and yeah, they really gonna have to pick that back up of some capacity. But outside of that, my main point is they ain't been hitting on that storyline wise outside of this whole Bloodline stuff. And yeah, so anyway, let's get back on track. So Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, they had a little stand-up meeting in the ring. I was about to say sit down, but they had a little meeting in the ring. Sammy basically came out there and said, look, only reason I came out there was to, make sure Jay was straight. I don't know why y'all don't think I could trust me. The kick was an accident. I'm down with y'all to a certain extent, but really I just came out there for Jay. Roman, if we really get back on the same page type shit, you need to apologize to Jay. I think, you put Jay through a lot of shit and he's owed an apology for just the turmoil you put your cousin through. Roman finally talks and he basically say, I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry that you wasting my motherfucking time bringing this guy in the ring who ain't even family. I really don't like Buddy. Like, you know what? Go. All y'all can get the hell on. Basically, that's Roman energy. That's how it was coming because Roman pissed off. He trying to do, like I said, Roman is trying to do the right thing. And he trying to abide by the rules and look back at, the bullshit he did in the past and be like, yeah, you know what? I was on some fuck shit and I do need these guys to be successful and win and get the Ula Fowler back and get back on track. Roman recognized that shit. Ain't nobody a damn fool. But yeah, that left Roman with nobody. So then after that, Jay confront Roman like, dog, you tripping. I told your ass, if you wild out again, I'm out. I ain't fucking with you. You get this one time. But if you do it again, it's a wrap. I'm gone. And then Jimmy just sitting there like, dog, you tripping. So then boom, cut. Let me see. What else do I want to talk about? Bailey and Candice LeRae. Bailey won the match, of course, but I just really, I feel bad for Bailey because it's low key like they don't have a storyline for Bailey no more. And she's one of the top women wrestlers in the company. And they really treating her like a mid-carder, damn near jobber at this point. Like, I need to see Bailey get a storyline that's worth watching and tuning in for every week. But let's see what else we got. Oh, Ciampa goddamn tripping. He crashing out backstage. So basically DIY about to break up. We all seen it coming. We know it's coming, but yeah, they about to break up again. We see it coming. We know it. Oh, Randy Orton got his neck snapped by Kevin Owens. Let's talk about it. So basically, Randy came out there. He was a man on a mission. He went down there to talk about Crown Jewel. Kevin Owens pop up. They, a fight pop off. And Kevin Owens hit Buddy with a power driver. And Randy was in pain. He was selling. He was selling the shit out of that power driver. But he was selling it. And, of course, Cody came out there with his, politician suit on and word and everything like that. And Cody went off with him to the hospital. But did y'all hear Randy moaning and groaning on the way back there on the stretcher? Bruh, comedy. When I say Randy was selling, he was selling. But yeah, so Randy's gonna be out for the foreseeable future. Honestly, I think Randy might pop in Survivor Series or something. Because this is gonna be sometime very soon. Sometime before this year over with, I think at least. Like, we gonna see Randy again. And then it's like, Randy, Triple H tried to tell your ass to watch your back. Now look at you. Fucked up. Might be at Saturday Night Main Event. We can't discount that. But I do feel like Cody, he gonna have to step in and challenge KO again, and they actually do like a real legit match, like not on no friend shit, cause at this point, Cody and Kevin Owens, they ain't friends no more, they enemies. So we should get a better match out of, it this go round, but we gonna see. We are going to see. Let me see. What else happened? Bianca and Jay versus Nia and Tiffany. I mean, it was a straightforward match. Candice LeRae came out there trying to help. Naomi came out there, bust that shit up. Bianca hit her with her finisher, and match was over with. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. I mean, that was about it. It was a good match, but yeah. From that too, Naomi is getting a title shot against Nia this coming Friday, and I already know like it's gonna be a banger match, but Nia's not dropping the strap to Naomi. It's not gonna happen because they done already played up this Tiffany about to cash in on Nia at any moment type shit. It's gonna be a great match, but Nia's still gonna win that shit. Like, point blank period. Cause I mean, it would be kind of crazy if, Naomi win the strap and then a couple of seconds later, Tiffany cash in and then she the champion. Now it's like Nia's gonna be her lackey now. Like, yeah, I think the cash in is gonna happen at a PLE. And I pray to God they don't do no boof ass Tiffany coming down at a cash in type shit. Cause at this point, it's like, bruh, either she gonna cash in or she ain't. Like, stop fucking pump faking with the cash in at this point. It's like, I'm sick and tired of it damn near on some every week shit. Like, I'd rather just like Nia have a match and we don't even see Tiffany at all. Like, at this point, cause it's too much pump faking going on about, is she gonna cash in? Oh, she trying to cash in. And it's like, yeah, no, just stop with the pump faking. Like, we know what's coming. Y'all been hinting at this from the time Shawty even won the Money in the Bank. We know it's coming. So just write a good story and a situation for when Tiffany cash in. It could be like, holy shit. But let's move on. Let me see. Can't believe I ain't talk about this first. So Nick Aldis unveiled the Women's United States title, and I want to say it's gonna be able to like be defended on both brands, which is good. I feel like they should do that with really all of the titles, if I'm really being honest, because it'll keep everything fresh. You could develop more storylines, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I'm glad that the women are getting another mid-card title because I ain't gonna lie. The women is coming. The women are coming. And with the women that y'all have in NXT right now and that y'all gonna put on the main roster, because I mean at this point, I really consider Lash and Jakara a part of the main roster at this point, because they've been putting in work with the main roster talent, putting on fire matches, doing great spots, all of that good shit. But they got some fire women with star power in the NXT coming. So yes, they have to create more belts on par with the number of men belts that we got, because they coming. And you know, it don't make sense for all these women to be here that got star power, and you know, them belts, they gonna be flip-flopping all the time. So they need more belts, because yeah, the women are coming. But I do feel like the inaugural champ should be either Naomi, Zelina Vega, or Bailey. I think those three women right there can really carry that title and really like make that title a staple. And you know, just start off, you know, the title with, you know, somebody good that's gonna carry it. They do good in ring work. They do good work on the mic. They need somebody that can really like, they get that title to and they be like, all right, go make this title be one of the big things. Same way like low key LA Knight did, because what's Buddy name? They had it before LA Knight. Jake Paul, or what is it, Logan Paul? Whichever one of the Paul brothers, shit. I want to say it's Logan. But yeah, he didn't really do too much with that title. Like, Buddy had a mid-card title and was walking around acting like he was Roman Reigns or he had one of those upper echelon titles. Like, no. So LA Knight has done a great job at bringing some resurgence with the USA title for the men's side. And yeah, but I do feel like it need to be a tournament style, having like, you know, the women on both brands go through a gauntlet, and then you find the best 4 or 5 from each brand, throw their names up in the tournament bracket, and they just go head to head until, you know, it's one ultimate champion. Now, names I do want to see in this whole tournament. Let me see what I wrote down. Kaden Carter and Katana. I would love to see both of them. Maxine Dupree, because I fuck with her. Natalya, just because I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't know what they gonna do with Natalya. I don't know what their plans are. Natty is just Natty. Natty is just there at this point. I don't know what they gonna do with Natty. Zelina Vega, of course. Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Ivy Nile. Now, out of this list, let's just say I had to pick from this list I just said. I would think that Piper Niven, Chelsea, and I think Zoe Stark. I think those 3 women would be like my next 3 picks to like carry the title first. I think they'll do right by it. And then for my last question, when are we getting the women's IC title? Because when they put that white strap on that IC title, that shit gonna go. And do y'all think they gonna keep like the little globe and the earth on the belt? They gonna keep it blue? Or are they gonna make it like pink or something like girly or something like that? Like what y'all think? But yeah, the women's IC title gonna hit with that white strap. So we got some stuff to look forward to. We got some good stuff to look forward to in the women's division. Thank God the women's division isn't like a joke and like overly sexualized, and like the women actually get out there and show their talent for wrestling, and you know, they good on the mic, in the ring. Yeah, it's good to see the women finally get their just due and like be like, we are athletes as well, and we are more than just our body. So hey man, great to see the women get their shine, but let's move on. All right, so the last thing with SmackDown I want to discuss is the Undisputed Tribal Chief Acknowledgement Ceremony. Dang, that's a tongue twister right there. But anyway, Roman went out there to confront Solo's bloodline alone because, like I said, he cussed out, everybody who was trying to ride with his ass at the beginning of the show. So, hey, man, you got to go out there and stand 10 toes on your own as a man, since this is how you want to react to us and shit. So, go on out there by yourself. So, basically, Roman said he will never acknowledge Solo. They need to do, go 1v1 head up type shit. And Solo said, how the fuck, we battling for tribal chief, and my guy, you don't even have a tribe right now. So then from there, of course, they attack Roman. And then, even before that, not Roman, but Solo say, and then too, we could really go to war. But, you got to find 4 people that will stand with you for war games, right? So then Roman like, I only see 4 of y'all. Who y'all 5th member gonna be? So then that's when Solo bring out Sammy. And then everybody like, oh man, I knew Sammy was a snake. I knew we couldn't trust him type shit. Then they attack Roman. Then Solo about to hit Roman with a spike. And he tells Sammy come down there and, deliver the finishing blow. Jay and Jimmy come out there and they, try to help and shit like that. But it's like, so Sammy come down the ramp and, hey, I ain't even gonna count to you, but he kicked the shit out of Solo, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. He kicked the shit out of Solo. Like, he donkey kicked that nigga, bro. Like, that nigga felt that kick for real. The 4 of them, they end up handling business, sending the new bloodline on up the ramp to, just look back at them. And Jay throw up the one, Jimmy throw up the one, Sammy throw up the one, Roman throw up the one, and show over with. But, yeah, man. So our War Games teams are set. It's going to be 4-on-4 for now. But it's time for the head of the table segment because I have a theory about that.
Acknowledge me.
All right, so as I was just talking about, War Games is set. It's going to be 4v4 for now. Simply because, like I said earlier, Solo told Roman, you have to find 4 people back there that'll stand with you at War Games and we could go to war. So that means it's going to be one person for both sides introduced into this whole, bloodline feud. Now, who I think that's going to be, on Solo's side, The Rock, of course, because I ain't going to lie, I think The Rock is a pipe dream. I don't think The Rock is going to wrestle. I think he going to show up, of course, but I think The Rock is a pipe dream. Zilla and Hikuleo. So that's who I think will be on Solo side. Roman, on the other hand, Hikuleo, Zilla, of course. Hey, that's what I got to work with. Now, if Sammy did, go with Solo side, this is what I would have loved to see. Seth and Dean Ambrose, they come back and form the Shield, Usos, Bloodline concoction, and we get a banger match from that. But as we all know, Dean is on I was about to say NXT, AEW. Seth right now, he's him and Bronson Reed is doing their thing, so Seth is out. So that's really a pipe dream, but that's something I would love to see. But then other names, CM Punk and their other cousin Lance. So Lance, he could also go with Solo side too, because I want to say Lance and Jacob, they were tag partners in the Indies at one point or something like that. So that's what I think. And then too, if The Rock does be like the 5th member for Solo side, I think we might see Cody come out as the 5th member for Roman side. But like I said, I really don't care to see Cody in this edition of the Bloodline story, just simply because it's like, my G, write Cody some better storylines. And then plus right now, I think this Kevin Owens crash out thing, that's the storyline they leaning into for Cody. So yeah, that whole Rock Cody, being a fifth member for either side is not gonna happen to me personally, and I really don't even want to see it. I really don't want to see it, but I do think The Rock is gonna show up, like he always do. He gonna show up because honestly, I do have the OG Bloodline winning this time around. I think as we're getting up to War Games, we gonna see like the OG Bloodline actually bonding, and we gonna see some comedy through Jimmy and Sammy. Like we gonna see Roman crack a smile every now and then, and we gonna see them like really start to move as a unit and really like heal the trauma and the pain. But like I keep saying, I do feel like Roman and Jay, they gonna have to get day one in. They gonna have to throw some hands to really get over this shit. But hey, we gonna see. But those are just my theories, and yeah. But anyway, appreciate y'all for coming through to this latest episode of The Final Bell. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all later on in the week. Hey, let me know what y'all think about my takes and comments in the comments. I'd love to just go back and forth and see what y'all think about some of the BS I was saying and talking about. But let's talk about it.